is to also complete 200 hours of community service and spend a year in probation. On Thursday, November 17th, smokers around the region will be asked to attempt to go 24 hours without smoking. The American Cancer Society will celebrate the Great American Smokeout. For more than 40 years, the event is focused on more than just not smoking. It's a day of transformation and a start to a new, healthier life. The staff at Central Michigan District Health Department encourages participation in this year's smokeout. Smokers are encouraged to make a plan to quit or decide in advance to quit on that day. The department says the hope is to encourage smokers to take that first step to living a healthier life and help reduce their risk of cancer. It's also an opportunity to learn about resources and tools available locally and virtually to help quit and stay smoke-free. WSGW News Time, 9:07.
I'm attorney Jerry Reif, and I have practiced elder law, estate planning, asset and business protection planning in Michigan for over 3 decades. As a veteran, I've also helped veterans and their spouses benefit from special VA programs. Many of you have attended my monthly workshops where you've learned the rules, what solutions work, and had your questions answered, such as, can I protect my stuff from the government and long-term care costs? What is the difference between revocable and irrevocable trusts? How can I avoid probate? And do I need to? Should I give my stuff to the kids or others? Know the rules and what solutions work. Get answers to your questions.
If your planning is more than 5 years old, you may have missed some great opportunities. Call 989-790-1461 to attend Attorney Jerry Wright's free workshop, How to Protect Your Stuff in 3 Easy Steps. This workshop is on Thursday, December 8th at 2 o'clock in Saginaw at the Capocco Community Credit Union. Call 989-790-1461 today or register online at jerryrifelawyer.com.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Prosecutors say they'll seek a life sentence with no chance for parole for a teenager who killed 4 fellow students at a Michigan school and pleaded guilty to murder and terrorism. Prosecutors in Oakland County disclosed their plans in a court filing Monday. 16-year-old Ethan Crumley recently withdrew a possible insanity defense and pleaded guilty to 24 charges. The shooting occurred nearly a year ago at Oxford High School. A first-degree murder conviction typically brings an automatic life prison sentence in Michigan, but teenagers are entitled to a hearing where their lawyer can argue for a shorter term and an opportunity for parole. Crumley's lawyers believe he can be rehabilitated in prison. The hearing is scheduled for February. Rising interest rates and low inventory continue to make home buying difficult. Even as things are more of a buyer's market now, lenders are also being impacted as loans have slowed, according to CEO of Detroit's Rocket Mortgage, Bob Walters. So is it a good time to buy?
For someone who's going to be in a home for 10 or 20 years, I think that whether it's now or 6 months from now or a year from now is going to make very, very little difference. Somebody who might be thinking that I'm going to have to sell in a year or two, that may make a difference. And it's difficult to know exactly which way the home prices are going to go. So I think it is a good time to buy a house.
Rocket Mortgage is also celebrating being ranked number 1 in the U.S. for client satisfaction by J.D. Power for the 12th year in a row. Charges of terrorism have been lodged against the Michigan man. Oz Mohammed Nazar, formerly of Westland, has been charged with attempting to provide material support to the Islamic State of Iraq and ISIS, along with being a felon in possession of a destructive device. The indictment alleges that between 2011 and 2017, Nazar attempted to provide material support to ISIS in the form of personnel, including himself, and destructive devices. The case is being investigated by the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force. Nazar faces up to 20 years in prison for the alleged crimes. WSGW News Time, 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Snow showers in the area today. Up to an inch could accumulate. Highs top out near 39 degrees. Winds northwesterly 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Lows drop to 26. Winds remain northwest 5 to 10. Thursday, partial sunshine is possible at times. Snow showers develop or build into the area by afternoon. A dusting is possible. Highs make it into the middle to upper 30s. Winds turn to the west-southwest, 5 to 15, higher gusts possible, and then a chance for more snow showers on Thursday night. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast.
Right now it's 33.
Now,
The only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And if you're watching on the stream, we're coming to you this morning from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery studios of WSGW instead of my Saginaw Spirit home studio, where I will return tomorrow. And for these 2 hours from now until 11 o'clock, open phones will prevail. Whatever you would like to chat about. It's the most fun I can have in radio. I tell people that all the time. Never knowing where the conversation is going to go. And you can join that conversation by calling 989-752-6111. We'll get you ready to go on and chat with you on this Wednesday morning. Yesterday, as was expected and anticipated, the former president, Donald Trump, announced his plans to run for a third time. And it set off a bevy of things. It was interesting, all the things going on at the same time. First of all, the networks, the cable networks limited the amount of time. I guess he talked for an hour and a half, but they only gave him a few minutes to make the announcement, and they cut away, including Fox. But minutes before the Trump announcement, Ron DeSantis received a standing ovation at a Republican confab, according to a headline that I have in front of me here. At the same time, Governor Gretchen Whitmer was interviewed and was asked if she would run for president. She said she had no interest. And at the same time, former Vice President Mike Pence predicted better choice is not Trump as the GOP's 2024 nominee. He did not include himself as of yet. And Chris Christie was applauded after bashing Trump at a GOP governor's meeting. So a lot of things going on, a lot of mixed headlines, but the big headline, of course, is that Donald Trump has announced that he will be a candidate. And it will be interesting to see who comes out of the woodwork to run against him. Most pundits feel Ron DeSantis will be in that mix, and possibly Mike Pence, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But it did set off a bevy of press conferences and interviews and phone calls and what have you. So the question is, if you're a Republican, whom do you want to see run for president? Who would you support for president of the United States? And even if it's not Trump as your favorite, if he were to win the nomination, would you vote for him? If you are a Democrat, whom do you want to see be the nominee of your party? Is it Joe Biden? Or is there another Democrat you would rather see? There's some choices for you to talk about this morning. Don't have to talk about that, but I just thought I'd bring it up. And we've got a ton of calls waiting here, so let's begin. We'll begin with Russ in Saginaw. Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Art. A simple question. I take 3 diabetes medicine that make me almost unable to buy groceries. Supposed to be a $35 limit. I received a letter from my drug company saying it should be $35, but I just went and picked up one of the 3 yesterday for $225.
It doesn't start. It doesn't start until 2023.
Okay.
That's
so
why.
it
So
is-
after the new year, I assume one of them is insulin, because that's the one
Right.
that's capped at $35,
right.
and that will
right.
start in 2023. So
Okay. Is that
till
a
the
done
end.
deal? It's been.
Oh, that's a done deal. Yeah.
It is. Oh, so thank you. That's good information.
Yeah, that
Have a
and
great day.
the other thing that happened, which will also benefit a lot of people, or benefit me, for example, is that all vaccines go to $0, including the shingles vaccine, which is a very expensive upper tier
Oh,
medication. So there are, amongst all the things that were done recently, these two are very positive in terms of medical expenses.
well, there's a ray of hope for us, isn't there?
Something like that, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Art. Have a great day.
Yep, you too. Thanks, Russ. Bye-bye now.
Yep. Bye.
And another Russ, this one in Bay City. Russ, good morning.
Well, good morning, Art. Well, unfortunately, we got another example of a school shooting. And as usual, I mean, like probably 99 times out of 100, it's the root cause, the systemic bullying of the progressive culture. This kid had been tormented, he had been bullied, he had been everything, and he finally had enough, and he flipped.
So you're saying only progressives bully?
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you
I
did. You said the progressive
I
culture.
said no such thing.
You said the progressive culture.
Yeah, well, because how alive it is in the progressive culture. I mean, anyone familiar with the public schools or anything, it's okay for the bullies to bully the kids on the out. Because it's always funny, or it's accidental, or it's this or that. And the only time there's a problem is when the kid being bullied stands up and knocks the bully on his ass.
Well,
No,
I'll tell you what.
You're
I don't know of any school system that promotes or allows or tolerates bullying. Now, do they have a handle on all of it? No, far from it, because they can't possibly. But the fact is,
if we have that willful blindness, we're going to have these school shootings.
well, all right, then I can't argue.
I mean,
I'm not,
it's all through. Look, it's not just the schools. Look how they attacked Trump. That was all funny. That was all cool. That was unless he fought back. Oh, now we have a problem.
well,
Because the people
attacking a political
are not supposed to stand up for themselves.
attacking a political figure and tying that to bullying in school is a far fetch.
Okay, look what they're doing to Kanye West. Look what they're trying to do to Elon Musk.
All these people in public, all these people in the public limelight have nothing in relation to some kid in school who gets bullied.
Well, there you go. All right, then let's not pretend we can do anything about these school shootings. Then, all right, because we're not. Because in order to do something about it, we have to do something about what's going on, and where it's okay for the cool kids and the in kids and the kids in the football teams and the cheerleading squads to pick on the kids with the freckles or the pimples or whatever.
All right. So
it is what.
So let's take it where it belongs then. How do you stop it if you don't get the parents involved?
The parents involved. You try to get a parent involved in the public school, they're going to be labeled.
All right, so you don't want to deal with the solution then, because that is the solution, isn't it? To get the parents involved and to teach better manners and teach acceptability and tolerance and all of that stuff.
Well, no, if you try to teach, have parents, because parents that raise their kids like that are kind of like looked down upon today.
All right, so there is no answer then.
No, there isn't. No, this is going to continue.
All right. Well, I hope you're wrong.
Bad, but it is what it is.
All right. Thanks.
You have a
Take
good
care.
day.
Bye-bye now. 9:20 on the Art Lewis Show, and we will be back with more. Mark, hang on. You'll be next.
Baking cakes wasn't part of Edible's original game plan, but who can resist a slice of rich chocolate cake topped with strawberries and whipped frosting? Probably not you, and definitely not us. Sweet for sharing or sweet for snacking on your own, these chocolate masterpieces are just the right size for birthday parties or those random treats for yourself. Find a store near you at edible.com and pick up your chocolate cake with strawberries and whipped frosting today. Be sweet today with a Sweet from Edible Arrangements on Tittabawassee and Saginaw.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
This is Staples.
So rumor has it that Staples has everything I need to ship.
Mm-hmm. We have all the shipping supplies and services you need.
Boxes?
Yep.
Mailers?
Yeah, and we have UPS here in store.
Huh. What will Staples think of next?
Right?
No, seriously, I'm asking, what will they think of next?
Staples is your one-stop shipping destination. Now get 50% off shipping boxes, mailers, or tubes when you buy 5 of the same item in-store or online with 1-hour pickup. Staples, the best-kept secret in shipping. Ends 12/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details.
When the forgotten poor are in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, a floating hospital staffed by volunteers, heroes of mercy who donate their time to save lives.
Every human has the right to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
A closely watched number has just come out this morning showing consumers set to shell out more money than expected in October than the month before.
Month over month, October retail sales coming in 1.3%. This is a little bit hotter than expected. The street was looking for 1%, came in at 1.3%. But I want to remind everybody these numbers are not inflation adjusted. So this could be because people are paying more, to be clear. As for ex-auto month to month, we came in very strong, 1.3%.
Fox's Cheryl Casoni, people paid 8.3% more compared to the same time last year. Britain's inflation rate hit a 41-year high in October of 11.1%. Target shares are plunging in the free market after a major miss on earnings and a warning on the holiday season, citing weakening consumer spending trends. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Starting to realize your small business is a little overwhelmed by the holiday rush? It's still not too late to get all of your shipping and mailing under control with Stamps.com. Sign up right now, and you'll be printing your own postage in just minutes with discounted USPS and UPS shipping rates. Just go to Stamps.com, click the mic at the top of the page, and use code BUSINESS for a 4-week trial, plus free postage and a digital scale. That's Stamps.com. Code BUSINESS.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Moments like seeing my son's team cheer him on mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Your WSGW morning team.
WSW online poll, Michigan's state bird. There have been ruminations in the past about changing Michigan's state bird from the robin to Kirtland's warbler. The robin's been the state bird since 1931, recognized as the best known and best loved bird in the state. Kirtland's warblers were among the first animals identified as at risk for extinction, but Michigan's Jack Pine forests led the way for a successful conservation effort, and at this time, almost the entire global population of Kirtland's warblers spends its breeding seasons in Michigan. The poll question for you, what should be the state bird of Michigan? Should it stay the robin? Should it change to Kirtland's warbler? Or do you say, whatever?
I nominate the seagull. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. I was going to suggest the crow, because no other state has the crow, and they're all over the place too.
Yeah. Or cowbirds. Those are everywhere too.
We invite you to go to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, and make your vote that way.
Your morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, all right, we'll go over Trump's big announcement.
It was so big, it may take more than 5 or 10 minutes, too. Hang in there.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show and back to our phones. Mark is in Bay City. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
We're fine, thank you.
Hey, there was now that the midterms are almost all over, there was a report that came out regarding the FBI and their role in January 6th. Turns out there were 20 people dressed up, Trump supporters that were in the crowd and infiltrated and pretty much potentially ginned up a riot over at the Capitol.
Where'd you read that?
Christopher Wray was on testifying yesterday, and they had asked him if the report that came out of the informants, if that was true or not. Christopher Wray could not give a yes or no to that answer. So they repeated the question again and said, it's just a no, isn't it? If they didn't, it would just be a no. But I see a pattern where Whitmer had the same situation where there were informants that were ginning up a situation. How do we hold the FBI accountable? Because this looks like it could continue.
The answer is probably the Republicans get control of the House, as it appears they will. It'll be a narrow control. They'll hold some kind of hearing. I mean, that's about it. Not much else you can do.
Yeah,
if it's true.
This could potentially continue to keep happening because I see it as interfering with an election.
If it's true.
I mean, we saw a TV they ran with it for 2 years on the TV. They used it. And now that there's no value in using January 6th. This report comes out. I just find it fascinating.
Yep.
That's all I got.
All right. Good enough, Mark. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yep, take care.
Take care. Bye-bye now. And Jean is in Bay City. Jean, good morning.
Good morning. I just read an article from the Smithsonian and kind of pertains to the school shootings and so on. There's a neuroscientist was doing studies on brain scans of serial killers and murderers and so forth. And he had also studied genetics and so on. But anyway, he compared his own brain scan to those of serial killers and discovered he himself was a psychopath. And he reasoned that because he had parents that were very, very loving, attentive, and affectionate, and that he had a wonderful childhood, that as an adult, he's a happily married man with a family and perfectly normal. And he came to the conclusion that psychopaths that are abused, unloved and abused, verbally and physically abused as little children, that when they become an adult, that they can turn in, they're able to murder and some become serial killers.
Well, Gene, yeah, I hear what you're saying and I understand what he said. But it boils down to being taught right and wrong as you grow up. Whether you're a psychopath or not a psychopath. There are psychopaths that are wonderful people and never display any of those conditions. And there are perfectly normal people who turn. And it all depends on your upbringing and your peer pressures and all those things that go into life.
But my suggestion is what might be possible when you, like Crumbly, you know, they have arrested his parents also because his dad had bought him a gun.
Right.
But, you know, they probably are very guilty of verbally and physically abusing him when he was a small child.
Maybe
also.
yes, maybe no. You don't know that. That's a guess. That's
Yeah, but
speculation.
yeah.
Isn't it?
You want to give me an argument here?
No, I want to make sure that we stay on the truth track and not speculate.
Well, anyhow, what I would think might be a good idea is like this other guy was talking about, if some child is a real bully, or if children are showing mental problems, that if they did a brain scan, they could find out immediately if they were a psychopath, and then they could go from there on.
Well, what would that prove? Because this guy already said that he's a psychopath and he had none of those signs. If you test people to see if they're psychopaths, what does that prove?
Well, I'm saying somebody that was showing evil intentions, you know, like I say, Crumbly, if they would have done, you know, that day, if they would have taken him and done a brain scan and found out he was a psychopath, they would have realized how dangerous he was.
What if it turned up negative?
Do you think it would have?
I don't know. That's what I said earlier, didn't I? A lot of people with normal brains do bad things.
Oh, also, but I mean, this is one area. I know there's several other areas over greed and money and whatever other things, but this would be one way of at least having some idea, if they did turn out to be a psychopath, that, you know, how they would monitor him in the future.
Okay.
Well, anyway, thanks for listening.
Good enough, Gene. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And we go to Midland and we say good morning to Chris in Midland. Chris, good morning to you.
Hi, are you there?
Yep, we're here.
Okay, sorry. Oh, had the radio on and had the phone in my lap. You touched on it yesterday about political races and would DeSantis run or not for 24. He just got elected governor, and if he was going to go for president, I think right now is the time you have to prepare for that. And you can't figure out next year, and then decide yes. I mean, like, you know, Trump just announced.
Here's another side of that.
He's making his plans.
Yeah, but here's another side of that.
All right.
DeSantis wins big in Florida. All right.
Right.
Has he not topped a lot of the news recently? Has that not given him a huge platform without declaring anything, without spending a nickel? He's had a lot of attention, and now it's almost you can't read about a Trump potential candidacy without hearing about DeSantis. He's getting a lot of free press, isn't he?
Right. But
and so keeps his name.
Will that generate?
Yeah,
will that generate money and funds? And
absolutely.
Everything else he's going to need.
Absolutely. The minute he forms a political committee to look at the presidency, he will. There are a lot of Republicans who will dump money into his campaign. Yes.
Does he have a good lieutenant governor?
I have no idea. And his lieutenant governor's not running for president. So I'm only interested in DeSantis.
The lieutenant governor's going to have to take over. Is he going to leave Florida in a world of hurt?
I don't know. Knowing DeSantis, I would assume he picked somebody qualified. That would be my guess. Is it's somebody that thinks like DeSantis.
I would hope so, but we never know.
Nope. Nothing is guaranteed in politics. Nothing is ever guaranteed.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be interesting. I think it's going to be an interesting couple of years, to tell you the truth.
Well,
because he isn't going to.
I'll agree.
And he isn't going to be the only one coming out of the woodwork. There'll be others.
Oh yeah.
No doubt.
There'll be 20 of them again, just like there was a couple of years ago.
And I think on both sides, because there are a lot of Democrats not happy with Biden. So it's going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome, Chris. Thanks for calling. Mike, hang on. We'll get to you right after these notes. Let me talk to you about Thalen Volkswagen in Bay City. and particularly the Volkswagen Taos. This is a compact SUV. I'm driving one right now, and it's really a neat vehicle. It's adventurous, it's smart, it's versatile. It will go wherever you want it to go, particularly with available 4Motion all-wheel drive and a turbocharged engine. It'll handle all the not-so-everyday things that you do in your vehicle. Streamlined and sharp, it's a joy to drive, and the Taos is a joy to look at. Now, the Taos is packed with useful tech for your everyday. There's the touch screen display to connected features. It seamlessly integrates it into your life. You can check out the Volkswagen Taos today. Thalen Volkswagen, they're up at 1112 North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Talk to a Thalen Volkswagen representative about Volkswagen's Sign and Drive program. Online, go to thinkthalen.com. Thalen's been serving your automotive needs for 45 years. Stop in, look at the Taos today.
Do you have Medicare questions? Confused by all those TV ads? What's best for you? There are options available to you now through December 7th that you didn't have before. Talk to the folks at Medicare Choices in Saginaw today and have your questions answered. Did you know that now you can have up to $1,000 or more added to your Social Security check? Talk to Medicare Choices about a plan that eliminates copays. Call 989-899-7820 today. Medicare Choices of Saginaw. Again, 989-899-7820. It'll be the best call you ever made.
I'm attorney Jerry Reif, and I have practiced elder law, estate planning, asset and business protection planning in Michigan for over 3 decades. As a veteran, I've also helped veterans and their spouses benefit from special VA programs. Many of you have attended my monthly workshops where you've learned the rules, what solutions work, and had your questions answered, such as, can I protect my stuff from the government and long-term care costs? What is the difference between revocable and irrevocable trusts? How can I avoid probate? And do I need to? Should I give my stuff to the kids or others? Know the rules and what solutions work. Get answers to your questions.
If your planning is more than 5 years old, you may have missed some great opportunities. Call 989-790-1461 to attend Attorney Jerry Wright's free workshop, How to Protect Your Stuff in 3 Easy Steps. This workshop is on Thursday, December 8th at 2 o'clock in Saginaw at the Capolco Community Credit Union. Call 989-790-1461 today or register online at jerryrifelawyer.com.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, here's my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 6.99% APR with autopay and excellent credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money with a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 6.99% APR to 21.49% APR and include a 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply. Offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you more of what you love, like premium travel benefits and access to Taylor Swift tickets. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay at Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. Plus, get access to Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, presented by Capital One. Maybe I'll see you there. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The WSGW Food for Families campaign is underway for 2022, presented by Pioneer Sugar. We are asking you, our loyal family of listeners, to make non-perishable food donations to help those in need in the Great Lakes Bay region. Various businesses will serve as donation locations over the next several weeks. All food will be collected and distributed by the Salvation Army in Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties. You can make Food for Families donations during regular business hours at Crane's L&M Appliance Center, 3260 Bay Road in Saginaw. The Vassar Building Center, 1013 West Saginaw Road, top of the hill in Vassar. Thumb Bank, located at Wilder Road in Bay City. For a complete listing of donation locations, visit WSGW.com and click on the Food for Families box. Thank you once again for supporting the Food for Families campaign presented by Pioneer Sugar right here on WSGW.
Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
Double team comes. Dickinson still going to work. He'll fade. He'll rattle it home. And that's the dagger.
Michigan Wolverines basketball returns tonight. The Maize and Blue visit Pittsburgh with coverage beginning at 5:30 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you here on WSGW and back to our phones. And Mike is in Shields. Mike, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. I wanted to comment about one of your earlier callers and about the bullying at schools and stuff.
Yep.
My kids and my grandson went to Swan Valley, and then we attended the football game when they honor all the the seniors and the graduates. And I was just totally amazed that nearly, probably half, maybe even three-quarters of the team were all scholars. The top football player happened to be the valedictorian. All of them had scholarships to various colleges and stuff. Their grade point averages were outstanding, and yet your person that called in earlier, the football players, or the jocks, well, that isn't always true. Swan Valley has an excellent school system because the parents do get involved, and the teachers care about the kids. A lot of the schools, they're just there to make a buck, to make their money, and not all of them, but I just couldn't believe it. How many of them were top students?
That's the danger in taking a big brush and trying to paint everyone.
Exactly.
When you generically accuse a class of individuals, it invariably is way too much. Sure. Are there a few jocks that bully around the country? Probably.
Well, probably. Yeah.
Of course. Does that mean the majority of high school jocks do it? Probably not.
And the parents do get involved. I can remember going to parent-teacher conferences and stuff like that. I'd probably be one of the few, if not the only man that was there, but it didn't matter.
I think that has declined over the years. I think we need to get back to the days when the PTAs were very, very active. That's not to say they're not in some places. They are. But, it's I don't think it's anything like it was back in the day. And part of that is because we've become so busy as a society, or we need two jobs to make ends meet, there's a handful of excuses. But I think we need to get back some of those basics. We need to get parents more involved in their youngsters' educations on a daily basis. Ask any teacher, they'll tell you the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I know this was back maybe 10 or 20 years ago, but, the kids themselves set up an anti-bullying because they did see where some kids were, and boy, it just shut right down.
Yeah.
The bullies just said, "Whoop, I'm in deep trouble here," and so they quit.
Yep. All right.
But, well, anyway,
Good enough.
We have an excellent system, Swan Valley.
Thanks.
Take care, my friend.
Have a good one. Bye-bye now. And that was Mike in the Shields area. Carol, hang on. I got to take a break, and then we'll get to Carol in Sheridan. Make sure we give her enough time. We'll be back.
My job as the CNA is to provide care for my residents. I get so passionate sometimes, and some people, they call me Extra Liz because I'm always first to answer the call lights, the first there, and it's a lot of energy. I just try to be grateful that I'm able to spend my time with them, because once I'm there, I try to make it all about them, bad day or not. So you got to put a smile on because they're always watching.
Join our team today. Visit wellspringlutheran.com.
When it comes to protecting your field from disease and environmental stress, there's Revitec fungicide. And there's everything else. When it comes to unparalleled power, there's Revitec. And everything else. And when it comes to speed and stamina, this is Revitec. And this is everything else. Nothing else comes close to Revitec fungicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
This winter at Treetops Resort, you can ski, stay, and eat for just the cost of one lift ticket. That's right, inflation can't touch this deal. Our Cool School package starts at just $139 per adult, and the kids are just $49 each. And not only does it include lodging, 2 meals a day, and unlimited skiing, it also includes extreme tubing, ski lessons, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, skating, and all the rental gear. Treetops delivers affordable family adventures. Visit treetops.com or call 1-888-TREETOPS to book now.
George Thorogood, bad to the ball, shaking down the thunder. Wednesday, December 28th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Plug in and rock hard. Tickets start at $45 and are on sale now at the box office and ejix.com. The New Year's pre-party starts here. George Thorogood and the Destroyer. Wednesday, December 28th at Soaring Eagle Casino.
Have you recently tested positive for COVID-19? You may be eligible for therapeutics like antiviral medications and antibody therapy, which could reduce your risk of hospitalization and death. If you are a high-risk patient, talk to your healthcare provider about your options. To learn more about COVID-19 therapeutics, go to michigan.gov/COVID therapy. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON info.com.
The WSGW Morning Team.
We're officially welcoming Denise into the newsroom and the morning team. Denise Shannon did have one person question the spelling of Denise. Denise. Most people, I would say, probably would say ISE.
I have had people say, you spell your name wrong. My parents picked my name, and my mom went to have me baptized. The priest wouldn't baptize me unless she changed the spelling of my name, because evidently there's a saint named Saint Dennis. And I've found out since then that it doesn't make any difference whether it's an I or a Y, but this guy was just adamant about the fact that she needed to change my name. So she did. It was changed from an I to a Y.
Oh, thank you for listening.
Like yeah. A couple of times I've heard people just say, why do you spell your name wrong? Because I can.
Art Lewis is called in.
I wanted to welcome Denise to the family.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show, and Carol is in Sheridan. Carol, good morning to you.
Good morning. It's pretty snowy here.
Yeah, we've had a little here.
The vehicles.
we had some. We don't have much, and the roads are not covered, and some of the grass is, but not much here in Saginaw anyway.
Well, boy, the trees are really drooping.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a couple things. Number one, people don't drink enough water. I have had so many friends, and my husband's brother had done him in. He had Parkinson's, but people get dehydrated and they don't know it.
Mm-hmm.
And it has put down a lot of, even when you're outdoors and you don't think about it in the winter when you're shoveling snow or something. And just remind people, I don't know how many people, since then have said that, they become very, very ill from dehydration, which is simple to do, right?
Well, it is. And I'll tell you, I hear what you're saying. I fortunately have never become seriously ill from it, but I know that I don't drink nearly enough water.
Yeah.
My body tells me.
Oh yeah, Mom had a doctor. He says every time you walk by the sink, just get a quick drink.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of helps too. If you think about it. And another thing, our kid he come home from school, and he goes to a public school, or did, and his face, he had a red mark on his face. And I said, what happened to him? Well, he says, I just was walking to get on the bus, and this kid come around and whacked me in the face. And so right away, I called the school. And like I say, it's a public school, and they met with our kid and the kid that hit him. And that kid was out of school for 2 days. He couldn't come to school. And I think he pulled it on somebody else, and he was out longer or something more. But just because they go to a public school and you're really nice about it does not mean that you are ignored.
That's right. No, and that's a very, very good point. As I said to that gentleman, you just can't use a big brush to paint everybody. Doesn't work.
Well, no, in any religion, any bunch of people, like these Mexicans coming in, they were so short on help, they had to close things. They would love to clean things and do things. Most of those people are very nice. They're looking for, they aren't all thugs and drug dealers.
No, some are, but here's the thing. This country has been built on immigration. We were built on the backs of immigrants. Most of us are ancestry were immigrants.
All of us, unless you're Native American.
Exactly.
And we were here, and we really
immigrants.
Native Americans. White people are very, very greedy. They're very, very.
There's nothing wrong. Well, you're painting with a big brush again. Immigrants, have built this country, and there's nothing wrong with immigration. My worry is the illegal immigration, not legal immigration. We need to fix but that should be. I mean,
no, not that hard.
It should be hard enough that you can't just walk in. You need to have some responsible way of admitting people to your country. And this country had it for years and years. But the immigration situation we have now has been kicked down the road by administration after administration, by Congress after Congress. And it needs to be dealt with. It needs to be fixed. I don't know what the answer. I'm not smart enough to have all the answers, Carol. I just know that the problem needs to be fixed because you have to have some control. If you don't have control of your borders, you don't have a country. Your country is defined by your borders.
We're going to put a great big wall by Canada.
Do we have that problem in Canada?
And by the lake?
Do we have that problem in Canada?
Well,
no.
They do. They've been coming that way.
No, come on now. You know better than that.
Well,
you know better than that.
What country has a border wall around them?
I don't know, but what country has secure borders, and how do they do it?
Well, then let's study it and find out how they
do. You know what country in the world has some of the strictest immigration policies in the world, and they'll throw you in jail if they catch you?
Mexico.
You got it. Exactly. So how is it then that they allow all these people from other countries to pass right through to the United States? Ask yourself that.
Our daughter worked with a lady, and very, very nice. She worked. She worked like a Head Start program and things. And her daughter, she was divorced, and her daughter remarried another guy, which was very, very nice. And her daughter fell from a horse and was killed in Mexico. And she could go to the funeral, but then they wouldn't let her back in. I mean, there's stupid things, that goes on that maybe people really should check into.
Well, of course, those things need to be fixed, but you can't fix them while your border is a sieve. You have to have some control.
Yeah.
So, all right.
But okay, well, thank you for the time, and like I say, and drink lots of water, because I've just known a lot of people that even ended up, being buried.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
Not good at all. Well, the older you get, though, the more that happens. So
I know your friends; they're dropping like flies.
I've discovered that. That's for sure. All right.
Well, you take care.
Thanks, Carol.
Drink lots of water.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. No, I mean, listen. There is nothing wrong with immigration. As I said to Carol, and as we've talked about many times, this country was built on the backs of immigrants who brought their talents and their treasures to this country and made us what we are today. Because most of us, as Carol said, unless you're Native American, most of us came from immigrant backgrounds, whether it was the immediate parents or grandparents. So it's not, it's not immigration that's at fault. It's the immigration policies that need to be adjusted and fixed. And the sooner we get to it, the better off we're going to be. So we'll see what happens. We'll take our last break and then come back with more calls. If you're calling in now, call back after the news. We will have open phones next hour, too, here on the Art Lewis Show.
Tired of out-of-control prices? It's the Gift Food and Craft Marketplace, brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. Coming to the Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, November 19th and 20th. Saturday, 9 to 6, Sunday, 10 to 5. We pay the first 100 people to shop every day with Shipsy Bucks. Hundreds of booths and thousands of products. It's one-stop shopping, all under one roof this weekend. Stop paying too much for everything. Fresh baked bread, scrumptious soft pretzels, chocolates, homemade cookies, jewelry, crafts, handbags, home decor, yard decorations, vintage items, furniture, pet supplies. The best deals and the best selection of unique items anywhere. The Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, November 19th and 20th. Saturday, 9 to 6, Sunday, 10 to 5. Free parking. Admission only $5 per adult. Children under 12 free. It's the Gift Food and Craft Show, brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. For a $1 off coupon, go to shipshawanaontheroad.com. Ship your mama down the road.
Yeah. I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON info.com.
All right, we're back with you. Got about a minute and something left here. I want to bring up an event coming up this week. Coming up, I should say, in early December. Covenant Kids, Impact Saginaw Credit Unions, and Alpha Media, WSGW, are bringing you Lights Before Christmas. You can help shine a light into the lives of hospitalized children during the holidays. Every night from December 5th through the 9th, everyone's invited to the Covenant Healthcare parking lot at 1000 Houghton Avenue in Saginaw. You can start gathering around 6:30, and at 7 o'clock, lights will shine toward the windows of the hospitalized kids for 2 minutes. There'll be fire trucks, police cars, ambulances there to light up too. You can shine flashlights, glow foam tubes, or anything that lights up. Free flashlights will be provided to the first 100 attendees each night by the Impact Saginaw Credit Unions. And each evening, a different musical act will be featured for entertainment. Cookies and hot chocolate will be there. And right now until December 9th, you can donate new and unwrapped toys at Impact Saginaw Credit Union locations, or bring a toy with you for the Lights Before Christmas. Monetary donations can be made online at www.covenantkidsmi.com. And we will next hour go over the list of Impact Credit Unions, that Impact Saginaw Credit Unions, where you can drop off toy donations before December 5th. All right, we're going to head up to the top of the hour now, and we will have news from CBS, the National and International Report. Michael Perch is in the WSGW newsroom with the local report, and then we'll be back with another hour of open phones.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Christopher Cruz in Washington. NATO says it appears a missile strike that hit a Polish border town yesterday, killing 2 people, was not an intentional act by Russia. Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg this morning.
We have no indication that this was the result of a deliberate attack.
CBS's Cami McCormick says the Pentagon is hosting a virtual meeting of the Ukraine Contact Group that provides military support to the country.
Russia is facing setback after setback on the battlefield.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said the U.S. would continue to work with Poland on its investigation of a missile strike within its borders, believed to be from Ukrainian air defenses. But in the meantime, U.S. NASAM air defenses are in operation in Ukraine.
And they have had a 100% success rate in interrupting Russian missiles as the Kremlin continues its ruthless bombardment of Ukraine, including yesterday's attacks.
Those Russian attacks targeted Ukraine's energy infrastructure once again.
The University of Virginia has canceled Saturday's home football game after 3 players were shot and killed. A former player is accused of opening fire on a bus Sunday. He was scheduled to be arraigned this morning. Another student, Mike Hollins, was wounded. His mother, Brenda Hollins.
Sunday was one of the worst days of my life.
The government says retail sales rose 1.3% in October from September. A change of heart by a major religious denomination.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, has come out in support of a proposed law that would protect same-sex marriages nationwide. In a statement, the church said its doctrine related to marriage between a man and a woman is well known and will remain unchanged.
CBS's Jim Krasula. A new study suggests sperm counts are falling all over the world.
Past studies had detected falling sperm counts in Europe, North America, and Australia. This update shows it's happening in South America, Asia, and Africa too, and the rate of decline appears to be accelerating.
CBS's Vicki Barker. Airbnb CEO Brian Chesky tells CBS Mornings the company has a new tool for verifying users, and he says the company will work harder to ensure hosts comply with safety regulations.
We provide this new product called AirCover, which is top to bottom protection. So we're verifying the identity of everyone on Airbnb starting this spring if they come to your home. And if anything were to happen to your home, we protect you.
The 3 American tourists died from carbon monoxide poisoning at an Airbnb rental in Mexico City last month. Stocks mixed at this hour. The Dow is up slightly. S&P 500 down 0.5 point. NASDAQ down 1%. This is CBS News.
Make the hiring process work for you. With Indeed's end-to-end hiring solution, you can attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Bay City Bridge Partners is bringing you the same convenient route between home, work, school, and many of Bay City's best restaurants and attractions. It's Liberty Bridge, but better. With a smooth new deck surface, new more reliable bascule mechanics, electronics, and technology, saving you time and fuel costs, and adding another 75 years of life to help elevate and grow the Bay City community. Learn about the ease of electronic tolling and pre-register for a transponder account at BayCityBridgePartners.com.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others. Want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com. Prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
Science proves quality sleep is vital to your mental, emotional, and physical health. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed senses your movements and automatically adjusts to help keep you both effortlessly comfortable. And it's temperature balancing, so you stay cool. So you're at your best for yourself and those you care about most. Life-changing sleep, only from Sleep Number. It's our ultimate Sleep Number event. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed plus special financing, only for a limited time. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 33 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha.
The death of a man in a Genesee Township fire last Friday may be a homicide. The fire occurred Friday morning at a home on Drexel Avenue. Police say a dispute over money between the man and his grandson, Derek Keys, led to a physical assault on the man. Keys is charged with open murder and is being held in the Genesee County Jail. Only a handful of the projects in Saginaw County, totaling just over $200,000 in funding, were moved forward after a Tuesday session of the County Board of Commissioners. The county received more than $34 million in American Rescue Plan Act funding, and Board Chair Carl Ruth says much of that was used for internal projects.
Our courts are not built for social distancing. So different things like that you have to plan on during the future. Because if another pandemic hit, we have learned from it. One of the other things include with the Zoom and visiting from home became more prevalent now.
With just over $3 million left in the fund, Ruth has recommended funding some of the 11 requests, including Child and Family Services, the Saginaw Public Libraries, Saginaw Community Food Club, and Health Source of Saginaw. A $60,000 request by Crime Stoppers of Saginaw was approved, but not unanimously. County Commissioner Chris Boyd said he would not support it, adding that in the 5 years it's been operating in the county, he hasn't seen the service as effective. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Hello, this is Elder Law Attorney Carol Thomas. Our Saginaw seminars are coming up on Wednesday, November 30th at the Horizons Conference Center on State Street in Saginaw. I have sessions at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. If you'd like to make a reservation, please call my office at 989-793-2300. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. It's also extremely important to understand why you need a financial power of attorney. Why do you need a medical power of attorney? I love presenting the seminars because this is where you're going to find out what is necessary. I've had so many people come to my office recently that I am not able to help because they do not have their documents set up. I think it's worth your time to come to one seminar, learn what you need to know, and then you can make the decision. But isn't it amazing? By coming to one seminar, you can learn how to protect your life savings. Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you come to one of my seminars.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. A former Hillsdale County Sheriff's deputy will never be a law enforcement officer again after pleading guilty to misconduct in office. Todd Barkley of Brownston Township pleaded guilty to one count of misconduct in office and will be sentenced to 3 years probation, in addition to the prohibition on him serving in law enforcement. Barkley arrested a woman on multiple occasions and then exploited his position with the Hillsdale County Sheriff's Office to coerce the female suspect into a sexual relationship. While off duty, Barkley drove to Fulton, Kentucky, where the woman was being treated for substance abuse, and used his badge to take the woman out of the facility for the day for the purposes of engaging in sex. Barkley also engaged in sex with the woman in Michigan. He has since been fired from the sheriff's department. The race is on to lead the Republican Party in Michigan.
State Republicans, still licking their wounds from last Tuesday's election rout, have been pointing fingers at each other, and now it seems a number of the losing candidates think they could do a better job running the state party. Failed gubernatorial candidate Tudor Dixon said she's considering a bid, claiming others have asked her to run for the leadership spot. Former Detroit Police Chief James Craig, who was disqualified in his bid for governor, flirted with the idea, but has quickly retreated. Now, failed candidate for Attorney General Matthew DePerno has announced his intention to run. DePerno is a 2020 election denier, something political observers say was a turnoff to voters this November, so it's unclear if that's the direction the state party wants to go in, but the direction of the party is unclear, as it appears in disarray. The current chair is not seeking another term, and the party blamed the candidates, specifically Tudor Dixon, for the Republican bloodbath statewide, something she's disputed. Jonathan Carlson, Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast.
A few scattered snow showers possible late today. Otherwise, cloudy skies, a high in the upper 30s. Northwest winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for tonight, a slight chance for snow showers here, mostly cloudy and a low around 25. Thursday, a chance for snow here late, cloudy, high at 38 degrees. Then by Friday, a slight chance for snow, cloudy skies, a high around 33. Saturday, a chance for snow showers here late, cloudy skies, a high around 28. Then on Sunday, mostly sunny sky conditions, high of 26 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 33.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you again. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And we'll be continuing with our open line format for the remainder of the hour right up till 11 o'clock. You can call us at 989-752-6111. And before we get into some of the heavier topics, I have asked my producer and ace newsman, Michael Percha, to join me for a minute or two, and it has absolutely nothing to do with news. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Staying home.
Are you really? Yeah. Do you have family come up or anything?
My mother-in-law will be probably coming down from the Gaylord area, and we'll have some neighbors and friends over. But we typically stay home for the holidays.
Traditional meal?
Yeah, traditional turkey. Although we grill the turkey, we don't.
Do you really?
Yeah, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, grilled turkey is excellent. Very good, very good.
Yeah. What about you? Are you family traveling, or are you?
This year we don't have to host. We're traveling down to our son in Westland. He's hosting Thanksgiving this year with his wife, so he and his wife, his brother and his wife will be there, and some other of their family members, and Lynn and I, and Monkey. The dog goes. So Monkey gets invited. So.
I'm sure. Do you spoil Monkey with scraps from the table and things like that? Give him turkey and little
spoil is probably an inadequate word to describe how Monkey is treated. You know, it's interesting because when you're empty nesters, like we've been for a long time, when our sons are in their young 50s, the dog becomes the child, you know, and fills that void. And you quickly discover that they cost as much as a child between the doctor and the food.
I have a cousin who's an empty nester, also her and her husband, and they have a little schnauzer that gets pushed along in a stroller, and
we haven't gone that far.
Oh yeah,
Monkey's got 4 legs; he can use them.
Yeah. They baby their dog.
A lot of people do, though. I mean, it is funny. They take on the role of the kid, so to speak, and we probably all tend to overdo it. I would think probably that's true. So
we have a couple dogs, but I don't.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Big dogs.
Really? What kind do you have?
We've got a German Shepherd and we have a Lab Terrier mix.
Oh, see, we have 3 grand dogs. We don't have any grandkids. 3 black labs.
Yeah. Labs are good dogs.
They're great dogs. Yeah, our young son has 2 of them, and then our older son, where we're going, has the oldest one, Lucy. She's 15.
Oh yeah.
But you talk about a spoiled dog.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Oh yeah. All right. Good enough, Mike. Thanks. Appreciate it. Michael Percha, not only ace newsman here at WSGW and journalist extraordinaire, but he is my producer for the Art Lewis Show. And we thank him for his efforts on our behalf all the time. Meantime, speaking of that, lines are open for you. You can give us a call and chat with us about whatever's on your mind this morning. I want to finish up. I started to do this before the news, talk about the Covenant Lights Before Christmas, sponsored by Covenant Kids, Impact Saginaw Credit Unions, and Alpha Media WSGW. We are collecting toys to be given out to the youngsters who find themselves at this time of the year in the hospital, in the Covenant Kids section of the hospital, the NICU and so forth. And the Impact Credit Unions are providing donation locations, and they are Jolt Credit Union at 6180 State Street and 1002 South Washington in Saginaw, Capoco at 3262 Cabaret Trail South, Family First Credit Union at 1011 North Michigan, First Area Credit Union at 193 Campbell Lane, Frankenmuth Credit Union SVRC branch at 203 South Washington Avenue, Health Advantage at 4550 State Street in Saginaw Township, Team One Credit Union at 520 Hayden Street and 4075 McCarty Road, United Financial Credit Union at 4685 State Street, and Wildfire Credit Union at 6673 State Street and 6640 Bay Road. There are also some Covenant spots, and also coming up at one of the Saginaw Spirit hockey games, they will be collecting toys for Covenant kids for lights before Christmas. And then you're invited to come down December 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 to the parking lot at Houghton, 1000 Houghton, just beyond the circle between the hospitals. And we're going to light up the windows where the kids' rooms are. And it's lights before Christmas. There'll be all kinds of police cars and fire trucks and hot chocolate. And there'll be cops and donuts, pastries there, all kinds of good stuff. So we invite you down and participate and help us light up the evening and brighten up the life of some of these youngsters who, for the holidays, find themselves in the hospital. And it should be noted, too, with the RSV out there, the hospitals are, they're not overrun yet. They're not totally full up yet, but they have a lot of cases. And it's going to be a lot more youngsters probably in the hospital than there might normally be. So we look to brighten things up for them at this holiday time. And if you can participate and help us out, we appreciate it. And you'll hear more about it between now and then. A couple of non-political things to talk about. Keep going back to these things because they keep making the news. Automated driving systems. More and more cars are coming out with them. Yet Tesla has now disclosed to U.S. regulators a couple of new fatal crashes involving automated driver assist systems. And these bring to a total of 16 since the government required car makers to begin submitting data back in June of 2021. Both of these new crashes involve Tesla Model 3 vehicles, and they were between September 15th and October 15th, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Tesla had previously reported 14 crashes involving the autopilot system since June. And I have said before, I'm not ready to trust these systems. I'm not ready to get behind a self-driving car and pull out a book and start reading and let the car take me where it's going to take me. I don't have that confidence yet. And, you know, a lot of the cars, including cars we have lane keeping systems and brake assists, forward braking to avoid accidents. And all those systems are good. And they do what they're supposed to do. However, I am not ready to sit behind the wheel of a car and not do anything and let automated driving take me where it's going to take me. It's called Level 2 automated driving systems. So I don't know about you, but I am not ready to turn over my life to the automobile. First of all, when it comes to an automobile and driving, I am a control freak. What do I mean by that? I don't care what the vehicle is I'm in. I want to be the one driving it. Now, that's not always practical, obviously. I don't know how to fly an airplane. So when I get on an airplane, I got to trust the pilot will take me where I want to go. And while I used to drive motor coaches, if I get on a motor coach now, whoever's sitting behind the wheel has to take me where I want to go. And I trust that they're professionals and can do the job. But I'm not an easy passenger. I don't ride well. I much prefer to be behind the wheel, which is probably another reason why I don't trust level 2 automated driving systems. I don't trust anything that takes control away from me. Maybe that's a selfish way of looking at it. I don't know. It's a control freak way. Yeah, it is. When it comes to motorized vehicles, I'm a control freak. No two ways about it. Always have been. Always will be. I mean, I'm going to be 80 years old in February. The worst day of my life will be when I get too old to safely drive a motor vehicle. And I will tell you, I will know that day. I will know when it's time to turn over the keys. But it will be, for me, one of the worst days of my life. Do not look forward to it. Not at all. So, anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. Lines open for you, whatever's on your mind, political or otherwise, 989-752-6111. Toll free, 866-790-WSGW.
We could all use a little more sweetness in our lives. Edible is your local stop for sweet treats and special gifts for any occasion, from spectacular chocolate-dipped fruit bouquets to refreshing smoothies and creamy cheesecakes. Edible makes it easy to treat yourself and others to something sweet. Find a store near you at edible.com and pick up a Fruit Fix box of chocolate-dipped apples, bananas, and strawberries for only $9.99. Be sweet today with a sweet from Edible Arrangements on Tittabawassee in Saginaw.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals going on right now from Kokomo's Family Fun Center, Westside Decorating, Third Gen Tire and Service Center, Applied Training Solutions, and Style Encore. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Moments like seeing my son's team cheer him on mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The latest report on retail sales shows they were strong in October, up 1.3% from a flat reading in September from August. The increase was led by car sales and higher gas prices, though excluding autos and gas, retail spending rose 0.9% last month. Adjusting for inflation, spending increased at a solid pace, up 0.4% in October from September. Elon Musk is giving Twitter workers a deadline. They have until tomorrow evening to decide if they want to remain part of the business, according to an email the billionaire sent to his workers. They were asked to click yes on a link provided if they wanted to be part of the new Twitter. Employees who don't reply by 5 p.m. Eastern Thursday will get 3 months of severance, according to the email. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-393-1881. That's 800-393-1881.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Michigan football is on WSGW.
Play action, back to pass, wide open. J.J. McCarthy fires to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Wolverines. Ronnie Bell looking downfield. Here comes the heavy rush, and down he goes. Mason Graham, the true freshman. And they're going to run J.J. left, the quarterback sweep. Can he get the edge? He can. J.J. McCarthy, touchdown, Wolverines. Michigan defeats Nebraska 34-3.
The third-ranked Michigan Wolverines are now 10-0 on the season after nullifying Nebraska. The Maize and Blue play their final game at the Big House this season when they take on Illinois this Saturday with coverage starting at 11 a.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW. Kickoff is at noon. Michigan football is brought to you by Lingle Equipment Company, Schaefer and Beerline, Ram Truck and Frankenmuth, Zillomatic Irrigation Solutions, North Bloomfield Properties, and Wolffiles Ace Hardware in Saginaw. Michigan hosts Illinois live Saturday morning at 11 on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Your home for Michigan Wolverines football is WSGW.
On the next Markley, Van Camp, and Robin show, all right, we'll go over Trump's big announcement.
It was so big, it may take more than 5 or 10 minutes, too. Hang in there.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robin. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW. Lines are open for you for whatever you'd like to chat about at 989-752-6111. This headline, I kind of chuckled when I read it. A split Congress could lead to government shutdowns and economic turmoil. Well, we already have that. I mean, even though the Democrats have majority control in both the House and the Senate, they don't have filibuster-proof voting in the Senate. And when it comes to fiscal matters, they can't bypass that particular rule of the Senate, that is the filibuster. So in effect, even if the Republicans take over the House, which it appears they will by a slim margin, nothing changes. The only thing that changes is the Republicans might try and put forth some legislation which will die in the Senate, and that's to be expected. They may attack spending, for example, which they always do when they have the power, when there's a Democrat in the White House. They always attack spending, debt, and deficit. But yet, when they have a president and they have power in Congress, they routinely pass measures which increase the debt and the deficit, as they did under Donald Trump. So it's a political game. And do we benefit from it? Well, I'm convinced, and have been for most of my life, that the American public don't like a unified government. I suspect a lot of voters in this country, while they profess that they would like to see their party in control and all of that, I think there are far more independents and those in the middle who prefer to see a government that is not unified and can't just get away willy-nilly doing whatever they want to do. I think they like the division, the separation, the debate between the parties. And by the same token, I don't think they like gridlock. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they want to see the government shut down because they can't agree on how to pay for it. I don't think that's what they want. I think what they want is both sides to sit down and come to some consensus on what's best for the American public. We haven't seen that in quite some time. Now, understand also, though, that we're talking about the major issues, the big, news-making political issues of the day. For the most part, government goes about its business every day. You just don't hear about it. You don't hear about all the routine bills that make it through Congress that get passed. You only hear about the big discussions and the debated discussions on the major topics that are in the news, because the journalistic media figures that's how they keep your attention. I mean, they would bore you to death if they told you all the things that happened in Congress or in your state legislature that were routine and passed every day. So they choose to focus on the major issues and the major disputes between the parties. It's human nature. It's the nature of the beast. But with the Republicans taking control of the House and the Democrats having control of the Senate, it will be business as usual, in that there will be no business of a major nature. Now, right now, the Senate is going to be in the control of Democrats, 50-50 again, depending what happens in Georgia. If Herschel Walker wins, it's a 50-50 split with the vice president deciding. If Mr. Warnock wins, Senator Warnock, then it's a 51-49 split. They don't need the vice president's vote. And it also negates the influence of Joe Manchin because they have that extra vote. So the race in Georgia is important to both parties, very important to both parties, because it will decide whether someone like Manchin can stop legislation simply by withholding his vote in the Senate on those things that go through reconciliation, non-monetary items that go through reconciliation where they bypass the filibuster. Now, there are actually two senators in the Senate they have to worry about, Joe Manchin and Senator Sycamore from Arizona, but in reality, Manchin was the power broker. So if they pick up that vote so that they have 51 in the Senate, then they don't have to worry about the vice president breaking a tie. If they don't, then nothing changes. It continues the way it's been for the past couple of years. So this is an interesting time in our history. Politics are interesting and will continue to be. Now we have the announcement of the former president, Donald Trump, that he's going to run again. Yet to be seen who's going to come out of the woodwork to run against him. And there will be many. Yet to be seen whether the current president, Joe Biden, will run again. Time will tell. And who comes out of the woods to run against him in his own party. Should be interesting. Sean is in Bay City. Let's say good morning to Sean.
Hey, good morning to you, Art. How you doing today?
Good. Very well.
Excellent. Hey, just wanted to throw this out there. All the money to Ukraine, billions of dollars, gets funneled to that cryptocurrency guy, which gets funneled right back to the Democratic Party. So that's awesome.
Well,
that's cool.
Cryptocurrency is not doing very well today. FTX, the leader, is going to go bankrupt probably. I mean, it's right now.
I don't care about the cryptocurrency, Art. I care about the fact that the Democratic people that are in control right now gave all the money, billions of dollars to Ukraine, which in turn, the Ukrainians, the president bought a whole bunch of that cryptocurrency, that NFX guy, and now he's bankrupt. But he donated millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of dollars to the Democratic Party. So there's only two options. Either it was money laundering, or it's just money that went over there, and it's war playtime money. Those are your only two options.
Well, as you see it,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
I mean, and one of the things the Republicans have said going in is that if they got control, they would limit at least the support to the Ukraine. Who knows what that means? And they won't be able to do it now because it's beyond that.
Art. It's the point that it's either a money laundering.
Well, as you see it, it is. You see it that way, and I don't see it that way.
Well, what would you call it?
Well, I don't know. Where are you getting your information from, first of all?
Where am I getting? It's national news. You don't know that?
It's national news that that Zelensky took that money and bought cryptocurrency and gave it back to Democrats. Is that national news?
Yeah.
Not so sure about that.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. Don't believe me. Always look it up yourself.
I always do.
You need to get up to speed. That is exactly what's going on. So that's kind of weird. And I also find it really weird that, gosh darn it, we had some more elections come down to the very last, 1,000 votes and stuff like that. And it's strange credulity that it always goes in favor of the Democratic Party.
Yeah, there have been that. Listen, what's different this time?
I just looked it up. I didn't look it up.
Yeah, but you know what? All the Republicans that have lost conceded this time.
Well, no, I'm not talking about this time, Art. I'm talking about if you actually look up the information over out of the critical races, okay, out of the critical races, the ones that actually mean something, there's been like 20, okay? Now, I'm not getting real specific here, but out of the 20, 17 go for the Democrats. That strains the odds. It's weird, isn't it? It's just kind of weird that now we won't be able to investigate Fauci and we won't be able to investigate Hunter Biden's laptop. It's weird.
Well, who says you won't be able to? Who says you won't be able to? I mean, if the Republicans
you just said it yourself.
No, if the Republicans,
we got to split.
But wait a minute. Wait a minute. If the Republicans take the House, as they're projected to do, even if it's only by a couple of votes, they have the power to do all those investigations, don't they? In the same way the Democrats just did in the House.
You just got done saying they'll come up with some bills that won't go anywhere.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
What would make you think that there are investigations on people that honestly need investigating? What do you think makes you think that they'll go? Oh yeah,
I don't know. You think that January 6th is going to go anywhere? The Democrats did that.
It's gone absolutely nowhere.
Well, all right. So it's the same thing then. The Republicans will have an investigation. It'll probably end up going nowhere, but it'll get a lot of, oh, yes, it is. It's a lot of publicity. That's what it's all about. They get a lot of publicity.
Watched January 6th, Art. Nobody watched it.
So,
nobody cares about January 6th.
No, I think you're incorrect about that. I think half the country did. In the same way that half the country will be interested in Biden.
Did you check out any of the viewership of that? Did you check out the ratings? Nobody watched it, Art. Nobody.
So that's the only place you found out about it. You didn't find about it in all the newscasts and everything else that was done. Is that right? Only the people that watched the hearings?
No. I was looking at ratings that came back.
Yeah, well, I know. That's what I'm saying for those hearings. But you can't tell me nobody heard about it. It was all over the news.
Well, heard about it and interested are two different things.
Well, that may be, but the fact is,
well, come on, be fair and balanced, Art. If you can't say one thing and then I hear about a lot of things. Am I interested in it? No.
Okay, that's fair. Now that's right. I didn't. I didn't say everybody was.
That they hear about it.
All right. It's and that Republicans will do the same thing with Biden, for example, and the results will be the same.
Well, I tell you what. I'll leave you with this. And this makes me sad in this country. It makes me very sad. Yep. How do we come together with people who are so far apart? I don't want to kill babies. You want to kill babies. You want to have a free border. I do not want to have a free border.
Yeah, well,
and they
don't
go
put
on
me
and on.
in there. You and I agree
No,
on
no,
those
not
subjects.
you,
but yeah, I
not
understand that.
you.
I
But,
understand that. I just want to make
subjects
sure.
like that. How do I come? There's
Well,
no place to meet anymore with people
first
because
thing
they're
you have
so
to
extreme.
Well, the first thing you have to do is sit down and talk to each other. We don't do that, so that's part of it. Hey, I got to run.
I agree.
All right,
All right,
good.
Art,
Well,
have
let's
a
end
great
on that.
day.
Thanks, Sean.
Okay.
Bye-bye now. We'll
Bye.
be back. Let me take a moment to talk about 401ks. You know, they can be an important asset for many Americans' retirements. You made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years and even decades. Its tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable and important nest eggs. But its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of the potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers. The little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today, 989-835-7203. Or visit them online at GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topic should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
At Consumers Energy, we're harnessing the power of the sun to create a cleaner energy future for Michigan. By 2040, solar energy will provide most of the electricity we deliver to our customers. That's good for the planet and your pocketbook. But we can't get there without your help. We're searching for large parcels of land in Michigan to build solar power plants. If you have a site for us to consider, visit consumersenergy.com/misolar to learn more.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you more of what you love, like premium travel benefits and access to Taylor Swift tickets. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. Plus, get access to Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, presented by Capital One. Maybe I'll see you there. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Did you know there's a conservative advocacy and benefits organization with over 2 million members and counting? It's AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Hi, this is Mary Walter. Here are 3 reasons why you should consider joining AMAC right now. First, AMAC saves you money from discounts on travel and lodging, cell phones and plans, access to insurance products, and more. Joining AMAC is a powerful tool against inflation. Second, with a bi-monthly magazine, daily website content, podcasts with America's thought leaders, and an app that delivers insightful coverage of the issues that matter most. AMAC is a trusted source of information. And third, the reason that people say is their favorite is that AMAC fights for your conservative values on Capitol Hill. With more than 2 million members, AMAC is a voice that cannot be ignored, working tirelessly to preserve the freedoms secured by our Constitution. Go to amac.us/liberty and join today. That's amac.us/liberty. amac.us/liberty.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your WSGW morning team.
The announcement has come from the National Toy Hall of Fame. We know the inductees for 2022.
All right.
3 are going in. We have a picture on our morning team site in case you want to check that out.
Light Bright.
Light Bright is correct.
He-Man?
Yes, the Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
And
a top?
Yes.
The top?
The top.
The top. What?
The top is one of the oldest toys, more than 5,000 years of history behind the top.
And it's really simple.
Exactly. By the way, the ones that didn't make it, Bingo didn't make it, Briar Horses, Nerf.
Yeah, how does Nerf not make it?
How does Nerf not make it?
Racco and Spirograph.
Spirograph. Was that really a toy?
I guess it's in the classification of playing a game.
I mean, it felt like they're trying to sneak in schoolwork with that.
Some geometry or something like that, yes.
Art and geometry.
I'm making circles and making diamonds.
I didn't like that.
How dare you?
In case I didn't like that. I did.
Your morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
We're back with you here on WSGW. A few minutes left, and Dwayne is in Reese. Dwayne, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Early Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
Yeah,
guess what I got in the mail yesterday? A week late.
What's
I got
that?
a political flyer. Dan Kildee versus
Oh,
Paul Young.
That one got lost in the mail, huh?
I just got it yesterday.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Carl made a comment like last week or something. I got to agree with him for something on once about Christmas songs already. Okay.
Uh-huh.
There's a station I listen to after I get done with Terry Henney and that, and then I start listening to Van Camp and all
All
that.
right. Yep.
All right. Anyway. Then I switched over to Music Channel, and the day after Halloween, till now until New Year's Day,
Christmas.
24/7 Christmas music.
Yeah, it seems earlier and earlier every year, doesn't it?
No, they do this every year,
Yeah.
right after Halloween.
Yep.
And it's not the Christmas music. Yeah, they got the kids ones like Rudolph Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
And, okay. They don't start playing religious ones till about 2 weeks before Christmas.
Right. Right. Well,
And-
listen, you then have a choice. Your choice is to listen or not to listen.
I know. I found other channels got played about the same kind of music, so I'm not going back first of the year.
Nope, there you go.
I do listen to that channel on Sunday mornings for an hour and a half for religious purposes,
Mm-hmm.
and then the polka show, and that's it.
Ah, good. You found a reason to listen. And listen, that's the nature of broadcasting. We cannot be everything to all people all the time. So
I know, but Art, give me a break. Two months of Christmas
Oh,
music.
listen, I agree with you. Don't misunderstand me. I agree with you. I prefer that they wait till after Thanksgiving. However, that's the nature of the beast. It's choice. They do it, and you choose to listen, and others choose, or you choose not to listen. Others choose to listen.
Right.
That's the way it is. And while I agree with you, I'll choose not to listen until after Thanksgiving. But some choose to listen. So they make their choice. And I'll tell you what, I read trade articles online all the time about broadcasting. And for the past 3 weeks, there have been all kinds of announcements of stations in major markets, all going to Christmas music formats. And I'm going, my goodness, why? I've never believed in it, but that's me, So it wouldn't be what I would do, but some do it and they succeed with it because they do it all the time.
Well,
They wouldn't have, if they weren't successful with it, they wouldn't be doing it.
Well, I'm going to call the radio station too. I did call once and I asked for the big boy. Well, I waited and waited. The big boy didn't come on the phone. I'm going to call him again. He's going to get my opinion.
Yeah. Well, listen, you got the right to do that.
Tell me you lost a listener, but come first of the year, I'm not switching back to you for the music.
Well, there you go.
Another station that plays the same kind of stuff, which I like listening to.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Good enough, Dwayne. Hey, appreciate the call, friend. Thanks.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye now. All right. Lines open. Still time to get another call or two in here on the Art Lewis Show.
For extraordinary care in the Great Lakes Bay region, you know just where to go.
Oh, yeah. Covenant Healthcare.
But when you need to decide whether to go to emergency, urgent care, or your primary care provider,
Well, let me get back to you on that.
here's how to get the right care in the right place at Covenant. See your primary care doctor for ongoing, non-urgent complaints, like joint or muscle pain, digestive issues, mild headaches, etc. If it's after your doctor's office hours and your care can't wait, come to a MedExpress urgent care location. It's the perfect choice for ear infections, respiratory illness, sprains, stomach aches, and so on. Virtual urgent care and doctor visits are also available. Finally, call 911 or go directly to emergency if you have heart attack or stroke symptoms or any severe injury. Still not sure? Call Covenant Care Connect at 989-583-3135 and we'll help you decide. Covenant Healthcare.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. It's the $100,000 buckets of cash every Saturday in November. Each week, we're giving away $25,000 in cold, hard cash. Drawings are 7 to 11 p.m. with every winner taking home $5,000. Grab buckets of cash only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON info.com.
How did hiring the right person become so difficult? Well, it doesn't have to be. Alpha Digital already has targeted databases built to very qualified candidates that are just looking for the right opportunity. That allows you to target exactly who you're trying to reach with a budget that is customized just for you. Learn about all the possibilities by going to alphamediadigital.com today. Find your next star employee with alphamediadigital.com.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show, and Al is in Midland. Good morning, Al.
Good morning, sir, and what a pleasure it is to be communicating with you and the other folks on the listening audience.
Same here.
Hey, this last weekend, the time change.
Yeah.
This is one of the first times I did not have to move my watch back. The watch I was using, it kept track of my heart rate and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I replaced the battery in it. And lo and behold, it can't see the heart rate anymore. So I can't tell when my heart's beating. So I got a replacement
guarantee
watch.
if you're talking to me, your heart's beating.
Yeah. I got a replacement watch, and this one links with my cell phone.
No, no kidding.
And, yeah, it's a little unnerving. It's set up to when my cell phone rings, the watch vibrates.
Sure. Yeah. You could add some watches like that. You can actually talk into.
Yeah.
Some of them act like phones, you know. I have a watch because of what I do, and we're clock dependent.
Right.
I have a watch that's linked to the National Institute's atomic clock. 2:00 in the morning, the watch gets the signal.
Yeah.
And automatically sets. And throughout the day, it's never off by more than a quarter of a second.
Yeah, I used to have one of those watches, and I don't know what happened to it.
I got 3 of them, so I don't wear them out. Two of them are atomic, one is satellite.
All right. I used to have the one that talked to the radio station out in Boulder, Colorado, the binary code decibel.
Well, that's what this does.
Like you said, it would set itself at 2 a.m. or whenever the signal was right for that. And that's a really interesting service that provides. I pulled down the document on the radio thing to look at the spectrum and look at their signal and see that they've got a bulletin 53 or whatever. I forget, bulletin 53 or something.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
And now it's a PDF.
Yeah. Oh, amateur radio operators and shortwave listeners used to listen to WWV all the time, you know.
Yeah, I used it all the time. In fact, I had one signal at one time, really late at night, and this was a freak deal because I pulled in not only the Boulder run, but I pulled in the Hawaii one.
Oh yeah, that's unusual.
I think it's VH.
Whatever.
And I could hear the time signal from Boulder, and half a second later, I heard the Hawaii one come on and do its little. And they both announced audible what the station was, so I could tell the difference between the two.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of shortwave listening, and then I woke up one day and said, wait a minute, why am I doing that? I spent my entire life in radio. Why am I spending more time at home listening to radio again? So I don't do nearly as much anymore.
I'm an avid shortwave radio listener. I listened to it for years, but now you can.
There are fewer and fewer of them.
Now you can digitally listen, and it's much cleaner.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a book I used to get. I may get another one called a WRTH, which is the
World Radio Television Handbook.
Right,
yep,
exactly.
I had one for years.
Yeah, but I still have. I got last year's, and I may get another one. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, time says I'm done.
Yeah. Hey, interesting. The thing about the watch, it tells me who's calling.
Yeah. Well, it's just like your phone, you know. All right, I got to run out.
Nice one there, sir. Thank you. Bye now.
Bye now. All right, that's going to do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. We thank you for joining us. We're going to move over for Focus here in a few minutes, and Diane Keenan from the Eastside Soup Kitchen is going to be calling, telling us about their Thanksgiving plans.
I'm attorney Jerry Reif, and I have practiced elder law, estate planning, asset and business protection planning in Michigan for over 3 decades. As a veteran, I've also helped veterans and their spouses benefit from special VA programs. Many of you have attended my monthly workshops where you have learned the rules, what solutions work, and had your questions answered, such as, can I protect my stuff from the government and long-term care costs? What is the difference between revocable and irrevocable trusts? How can I avoid probate? And do I need to? Should I give my stuff to the kids or others? Know the rules and what solutions work. Get answers to your questions.
If your planning is more than 5 years old, you may have missed some great opportunities. Call 989-790-1461 to attend Attorney Jerry Rice's free workshop, How to Protect Your Stuff in 3 Easy Steps. This workshop is on Thursday, December 8th at 2 o'clock in Saginaw at the Capocco Community Credit Union. Call 989-790-1461 today or register online at jerryrifelawyer.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Sullivan's. You are going to get a $20 gift certificate to Sullivan's for only $10. Half off. Sullivan's has a great selection of burgers to choose from, or maybe you want something lighter. They also have delicious salads, as well as a variety of seafood items to try. Snag your voucher today before they sell out and head to Sullivan's for dinner. It's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Art Lewis here for WSGW, inviting you to explore America's last frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. You'll fly from Detroit to Fairbanks for the start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel of discovery as you learn about Alaska's diverse culture and rich history. Then it's on to Denali National Park for a tundra wilderness tour. From Denali, you'll ride a luxury dome rail car to Talkeetna and stay at the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. The next day finds you driving to Whittier to board Holland America's New Amsterdam for a 7-night cruise. You'll see Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, plus stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan before sailing the Inside Passage to your final destination of Vancouver, BC. Past experience tells us this will sell out fast. For a brochure, send your address to me and I will forward the brochure to you. Send to artlewis@wsgw.com. That's ARTLEWIS at WSGW.com. Alaska is calling.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. Thanks for being with us. Coming up, news from CBS. That's the national and international news for you. Michael Perch is in the WSGW newsroom. He'll fill you in on the Great Lakes Bay region and the state of Michigan. And then we will talk to Diane Keaton from the Eastside Soup Kitchen on Focus. All of that is ahead right after the news.
From the premier kitchen and bath gallery studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Steve Kathan. Poland's president and the NATO chief are in agreement the day after a missile plunged into Polish farmland, killing 2 people.
We have no indication that this was the result of a deliberate attack.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg after a meeting of the alliance in Brussels.
The incident was likely caused by a Ukrainian air defense missile fired to defend Ukrainian territory against Russian cruise missile attacks.
Stoltenberg said there is no indication Russia is preparing offensive military acts against NATO.
That's CBS's Cammie McCormick. In launching his 3rd run for the White House, former President Donald Trump last night vowed to make America great and glorious again. CBS News political analyst Leonard Steinhorn.
This was less a Donald Trump rally speech and more an address that laid out the themes he plans to run on during his campaign. So expect him to talk about an America that revived and thrived under his presidency, but has fallen back into crime, disorder, and despair under Joe Biden.
In Whittier, California, reports of at least 11 injured after a vehicle struck L.A. Sheriff's Department recruits while they were on a run this morning. The launch was a success for NASA's powerhouse Artemis 1 moon rocket. CBS's Mark Strassman says it's the first test of the equipment people will one day need to get to the lunar surface.
You can expect to see some remarkable images in the days ahead. This spacecraft has 13 cameras on board. Images you'll see all the way to December 11th, the scheduled splashdown off the coast of San Diego.
The University of Virginia has canceled its final home football game of the season after the shooting deaths of 3 players. The former player charged with the crime appearing in court today. No arrests in Moscow, Idaho, after the killing of 4 university students. Their bodies found in a home with wounds caused by a knife or sharp object. Art Betke is the mayor.
These are things that affect not just town, but the university, the students, lends everybody to a sense of insecurity about what's going on here and why. And it's a very tragic and sad situation all around.
Overseas, new legal issues for an Oscar-winning actor.
I'm Vicky Barker in London. Britain's Crown Prosecution Service says it's charging Kevin Spacey with a further 7 sexual offenses involving 1 alleged victim. The 63-year-old goes on trial here next June over 5 other sexual assault allegations relating to 3 men. He insists he's innocent.
The government says retail sales were up 1.3% in October. Right now on Wall Street, the Dow is down 37 points. This is CBS News.
If you're a business owner renting or leasing, you can save a ton of money and own a custom-designed building made by General Steel. Just call 888-74-STEEL and get a quote today.
Baking cakes wasn't part of Edible's original game plan, but who can resist a slice of rich chocolate cake topped with strawberries and whipped frosting? Probably not you, and definitely not us. Sweet for sharing or sweet for snacking on your own, these chocolate masterpieces are just the right size for birthday parties or those random treats for yourself. Find a store near you at edible.com and pick up your chocolate cake with strawberries and whipped frosting today. Be sweet today with the Sweet from Edible arrangements on Tittabawassee and Saginaw. Michigan, are you getting the most out of your Medicare benefits? Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th, so call United Healthcare today. With the United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plan, you get more from your Medicare dollar, now including better than ever dental, vision, over-the-counter, and prescription drug coverage. Call United Healthcare at 586-988-1832 today and speak with a licensed sales agent. Benefits, features, and/or devices may vary by plan or area. Limitations and exclusions apply.
Moments like making my kids my famous meatballs mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 34 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Between Saginaw and Genesee counties, two intersections have had the most crashes in 2021. Law firm Michigan Auto Law has compiled crash statistics based on state police reports and found the intersection of Bay and Tittabawassee roads had 40 crashes last year, more than any other intersection in Saginaw County. Crashes at Bay and Tittabawassee were down last year from 2019 and 2020, which saw 46 and 51 crashes respectively. The corner of Hill and Fenton roads in Grand Blanc Township also had 40 crashes, up from 27 in 2020. Other dangerous intersections in Saginaw County in 2021 include Center and State with 35 crashes, Bay and Shattuck with 23, Gratiot and Center with 22, and Dixie Highway and Birch Run Road with 21. Michigan's most dangerous intersection is the corner of I-696 and Van Dyke Avenue in Warren with 173 crashes last year. Alpha Media, Impact Saginaw Area Credit Unions, and Covenant Kids are working together to help make the holidays a little brighter for kids who are in the hospital. Lights Before Christmas aims to provide donated gifts to children who are hospitalized over the holiday. Every night at 7 p.m. from December 5th through the 9th, at the Covenant Healthcare parking lot at 1000 Houghton Avenue in Saginaw, people will gather to shine flashlights, glow foam tubes, or anything that lights up toward the kids' windows for 2 minutes. Free flashlights will be provided to the first 100 attendees each night by Impact Saginaw. A different musical act will be featured for entertainment with cookies, hot chocolate, and more. From now through the 9th, donate a new unwrapped toy at one of several area credit unions or bring it with you to the Lights Before Christmas events. You can also support kids with a monetary donation at covenantkidsmi.com. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
I think farming picked me. I didn't pick farming. I'm not afraid to try something new. It's my farm, my family, and our future. My Channel Seedsman gets that. I get access to innovative products with personalized advice backed by data to maximize my yield potential. With Channel, I know I'll prosper for years to come.
Define your future at channel.com/future. Read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices. Copyright 2022 Bayer Group. All rights reserved.
As a farmer, growing your business is more than just a 9-to-5. It's your life's work. That's why the Roundup Ready Extend crop system goes all in to help you stay on top. Backed by decades of innovation, offering the latest trait technology and triple herbicide tolerance, plus more weed species controlled than any other soybean system. Because you mean business, and so do we. Learn more at systemofchoice.com. Claim based on approved EPA herbicide labels as of January 2021. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel has reached a $3.1 billion settlement with Walmart to resolve allegations that the company contributed to the opioid crisis by failing to appropriately oversee the dispensing of opioids at its stores. The settlement will require significant improvements in how Walmart's pharmacies handle opioids. The $3.1 billion will be divided by states that sign onto the settlement, local governments, and tribes. The money must be used to provide treatment and recovery services to people struggling with an opioid addiction. Electric vehicles lagged behind in the latest Consumer Reports reliability study. The publication's head of auto testing, Jake Fisher, says that's often because EVs include new technology that hasn't had all of the bugs worked out. On the other hand, Fisher says hybrid vehicles are among the most reliable.
The technology for hybridization has been around for over 20 years. It hasn't really changed a whole lot. And these vehicles are as reliable or even sometimes more reliable than their non-hybrid counterparts.
Toyota and Lexus were tops in the Consumer Reports reliability study, with Lincoln as the most improved brand. The Department of Insurance and Financial Services in Michigan is reminding consumers to review their auto insurance coverage to make sure they understand what coverage may be available in the event of damage caused by a vehicle-deer collision. Though these types of crashes occur all year round, the fall deer hunting season, coupled with shorter daylight periods, often increases the number of these crashes, which can cost thousands of dollars to repair. According to the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning, each year there are around 50,000 reported vehicle deer crashes in Michigan. About 80% of these crashes occur on two-lane roads between dusk and dawn. To make sure you're protected against this type of damage, discuss your current auto insurance policy with your licensed insurance agent or company. WSGW News Time 1110. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. A few scattered snow showers possible late today, otherwise cloudy skies, a high in the upper 30s. Northwest winds of 5 to